Welcome back to the main events of Italian diplomatic activity abroad. Italy, through its government, is ready to work alongside European Union institutions. This was affirmed by President Sergio Mattarella during his speech on May 21st to the College of European Commissioners in Brussels upon invitation from Commission President Ursula von der Leyen. During his two-day visit to the Belgian capital, the head of state also met with the European Parliament President Roberta Metsola and European Council President Charles Michel. Topics addressed included common defense, trade relations, social rights and migrations. Meeting with the Italian members of the European Parliament, President Mattarella emphasized the decisive role of the European Parliament in a time of significant global change.
Siamo tutti in questo momento
We are all at this moment responsible, and we all feel the responsibility of such a complicated moment in the international dimension. We all feel very intensely the European projection of our commitment, of our responsibility, because it is the vehicle with which we can contribute in international life to restore the rules of peace and coexistence. For this reason, your task is perceived in Italy as a task to which a large part of the prospects and hopes of our country within the European Union and of the Union are entrusted. On May 21st, in Jenin, West Bank, Italian Deputy Consul in Jerusalem Alessandro Tutino was caught, fortunately unharmed, in an incident where Israeli force opened fire on an Italian diplomatic delegation. After speaking with the official, Foreign Minister Antonio Tajani demanded immediate explanations and lodged a protest with the Tel Aviv government. Subsequently, the Italian Foreign Minister summoned the Israeli ambassador in Rome. Minister Tajani strongly condemned the attack in Washington in which 2 employees of the Israeli embassy were killed. Anti-Semitic violence driven by hatred of Jews is unacceptable and must be stopped. We stand with Israel and its citizens in this moment, he declared, expressing solidarity with Foreign Minister Gideon Sa'ar and the victims' families. A group of 53 Palestinian citizens from Gaza was transferred to Jordan and from there to Italy. They are relatives of those already brought to Italy during previous medical evacuation from the Strip. I have again asked Israel to halt military operations that harm civilians and to immediately open all crossings to allow humanitarian aid, Minister Tajani wrote on social media. He wants a ceasefire and the release of hostages. The war in Gaza must end, he concluded. Foreign Minister Tajani undertook a 3-day mission to Mexico. His first engagement in Mexico City was a business forum highlighting Italy's exports to Mexico, the top Latin American destination. The event marked a step in Italy's export action plan to counter potential negative effects from US tariffs. Our doors are open to US and Mexican investors wishing to invest in Italy, said Tajani. My desire is for a single market across North America and Europe, he added. Alongside his Mexican counterpart, De La Fuente, Tajani visited the National Museum of Anthropology in Mexico City, celebrating cultural ties and cooperation against the illicit trafficking of heritage items. On May 22nd, Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni welcomed Bulgarian Prime Minister Rosen Zelenskov to Palazzo Chigi. The meeting, according to an official note, reflected the mutual intent to deepen bilateral relations in strategic sectors such as infrastructures, transport, energy, interconnection and defense. The discussions also highlighted a broad alignment between Roma and Sofia on key European issues, including cohesion policy, enlargement, and innovative solutions to irregular migration. Sports and university united to nurture a new leadership class across Africa. This was the message of Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Tajani during the signing of the Italy Runs Toward the Future scholarship program agreement with Rector Attilio Parisi of the University of Foro Italico. The initiative falls under the education training pillar of the Mattei Plan and supports students from 10 sub-Saharan African countries from Angola to Tanzania, enrolling in master's program in sports sciences and sports management in Rome. Deputy Foreign Minister Edmondo Cirielli spoke at a high-level meeting on Italy's coffee strategy, held at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Present were Giuseppe Lavazza and Andrea Illy, presidents of Italy's 2 largest coffee companies, as well as representatives from the Mattei Plan Task Force, Cassa Depositi e Prestiti, and the International Coffee Organization. The event reviewed Italy's initiative to strengthen sustainability in the coffee supply chain. Undersecretary for Foreign Affairs Maria Tripodi traveled to Baghdad, where she met with Trade Minister Al Ghurairi, Deputy Foreign Minister Bara Al-Ulum, and Iraqi business leaders. Iraq is a key partner with whom we aim to deepen political dialogue and cooperation, including in defense, to support its prosperity, said Tripodi. And that's all for now. Thanks for your attention and stay tuned.